It's a City Skylines Smackdown! This week's theme, construction. And now, here's your host, Made You Ship Your Pants!
Hey, welcome everyone. This is Made You Ship Your Pants. But this is our first event for our Discord slash build off, where it's kind of going on a little detailed scene about construction. Um, I am a City Skyline streamer. I do stream occasionally on Twitch. I do a lot of heavy detail, and currently I am working on a 1940s type build. Um, we could go over some of the rules for the event. Right now, everyone's given a theme. Say on Sunday night, Monday morning. You have 1 week to build it. The scene itself can be new, or it can be existing into your current city that you are building on, and then you have to make a video about your build and showcasing your build. We have 7 contestants, I think, for this week, which was very good. Like I really didn't expect so many, and it's taken off pretty good. We have everyone from good detailers to people starting off getting into detailing, so it's not just a huge detailing type of event. Just people just to showcase their builds and everything else. We could go on to the first contestant, which will be Birdman. Oh, whoops. Where is he? Move him in. There we go. Hey, Birdman.
Hey guys, hey Ship.
You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Birdman. I played cities for almost a year. I come from Denmark and live in Copenhagen. I'm 30 years old, and I like to detail in city skylines.
Yeah, I've seen some of your work. What kind of city are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm working on a Japanese themed city, so a little different. I don't know much about Japan, but I've learned a lot since starting my build. So it's also a good way to learn about other countries or different parts of the world that you have no clue about what's going on there. So that's that's a good thing about cities.
What made you want to join the event or our little event that we have going on now?
I think it's a cool community thing. Joining this event. Um, I mean, I was at a point in my city where I was like, what do I do next? And I was a little bit bored about keep doing the same kind of detail in my city. So this event gave me an opportunity to do something else in my city.
Okay. Well,
So
we're
yeah,
gonna go to your video, and it should
all right,
be shown right about now. You want to go over your build? Like, what are we
sure.
seeing right now?
Yeah, so this shot is a shot where you can see a busy street, lots of people walking on the walkways. They have a lot of overpasses in Japan, pedestrian overpasses, and we're getting close to the building which is under construction. And what I did here was I wanted to make pedestrian using the roads. So I did 2 highways and made them look like a regular road and draw invisible pedestrian paths to make people using the road lanes for walking by. And yeah, here we can see the real construction site on top of this skyscraper, and it's inspired by a Counter Strike, another game called Counter
Another
Strike.
CS game. Another CS game.
Yeah, exactly. Called Vertigo. Um, so I basically looked around that map and try and recreate it as best as I could the with the size of the skyscraper I had available for doing this. So it's not 100% perfect compared to the map, but if you know about Counter-Strike, you should be able to see
Yeah,
with
I never played Counter Strike, but I do know this map from watching it, so it
yeah,
does remind me a lot of it,
yeah.
like a smaller scale. What
And this
promoted you to put it up on top of the building?
um it is on top of a big building in Counter-Strike. So that's why it's called vertigo. So whenever you look down, you get that vertigo feeling because you're high up in the air.
No, I like
Um,
that. Like I like how you just incorporated it too into your city, so it's not just like
yeah,
a different kind of build and
exactly. That was important to me.
lot of
Um,
PO
a lot of
involved.
PO. I mean, it's easier to work if you haven't tried to work up in the air this high. It's really difficult with Move It because it's so much more sensitive when you're moving things around. So
Hmm.
POs is a lot easier to do. But I mean, for to get it to fit in the building, I needed to PO some of the concrete, some of the beams,
I like the little
and
netting.
yeah, the netting is like a security net, and it's actually a helipad. I PO'd and I removed everything but uh, the netting around the helipad in the center.
Nah, that's pretty good. Like a lot of small little details. You got like the little baggage. You got like a little
Yeah, some small security fences going around and pipe fence, cones.
yeah. You got some tape around the elevator door there.
Yeah,
I like that. I didn't see that. That's pretty cool.
and some lighting as well. And
Yeah,
yeah, so that's site on construction site or whatever you want to call it on street level is just supporting this construction
yeah.
site.
So it
Yeah,
moves the pedestrians away from the building, so they're not
yeah, in
getting
danger of the
in
crane when
danger of
it's
something
operating.
falling over, like
Yeah,
right here. Yeah, I like that. And you
exactly.
have all the pedestrians moving into the road, kind of
Yeah,
with safety barriers around it. No, I like that. Like that's pretty cool. It's different. And then you got like the little picker. Yeah. So you incorporated two levels pretty much into your build.
I try to. Yes, I try to. And
Yeah.
then,
And
of course, getting some shots where you can see the cities is up and running.
you
We
just have
got
the cars driving on the wrong side of the road. That's all. Left side is not the good side.
well, you have to talk about that with the British guys we have around in here, I think.
Yeah, it's backwards. You got to fix that.
Yeah.
But is there anything else you want to talk about?
Just I want to say good luck to everybody who's in. I'm looking forward to see what everybody has come up with. Um, so yeah,
All right. We'll put your link. You stream on Twitch here and there. Sometimes you stream in the Discord too from time to time in
yeah,
the detailer's home. We'll
yeah.
put all the links, or there's in the description of the YouTube is links to everyone's Twitch or Patreon or their YouTube pages right now. But is there anything else you would like chat to know?
No, I think we went around it pretty well.
All right. Thank you for entering, Berg,
Thank
and
you
have a good
for
night.
you too, mate. Talk to you.
All right. All right. We'll go on to our next contestant, which will be Sybexstreams. Well, there we go. Hey, Cybex.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it
How are
going?
you? Pretty good. I think I'm getting a little feedback from you. There we go.
1 second.
All right. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into your build and what made you join the competition?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm my name's Sybexstreams. I'm a big U.S. builder. I'm from the U.S., so most of my builds are kind of focused around that. Got 2 little girls and a wife, the Sybexettes, the Wife X, and we play a little bit of everything. We mostly focus on cities. We
Yeah, I
do a little bit
see.
of work with. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah, I see you're a very Twitch streamer, but you might mainly play Skylines. Um, they say that you have answered over 100 phone calls on stream.
Actually, I'd like to state for the record that we've actually cleared 150 now.
Uh-oh. What are you going for? A world record with it? No.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. No, with everything going on with COVID and all, I started streaming back before everything happened, but I've been focused mostly on still trying to keep my stream going, but I also still work full time. I run a business. I run my own business here in I'm in the Southern Indiana area, so run my own business. So there's a lot of taking phone calls on stream that happens, but
Yeah.
but we do focus heavily on chat and still try to like hang out and do our thing. But yeah,
Nah,
I mean, I come into this competition as not being a main, but detailing being like my main thing. I
Mhm.
mostly focus on like macro building, but I've kind of gotten in and dabbled with some of the detailed or decorating and kind of worked my way closer and closer to detailing. And so you guys know I compete a lot in cities in a snap, and so a big thing for me is how this competition contrasts to that. And I'm pretty excited. What kind of drew me in was the fact that it was so much more heavily oriented on detail and slowing down and just giving us as much time as we want to spend on it.
that's good. Yeah, like it's not like with the event is all about trying to promote everyone that get people into detailing somewhat, people that aren't used to it. But we'll go to your video now. You want to go over your build?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So main focus of my build was, as you can see at the very beginning there, this is a long-term project. They're working on burying a pipe in the side of the road. A lot
Hmm.
of people I saw in the Discord were going with builds that were centered around buildings and it's like city construction. So I kind of wanted to go something more rural. So I went with a pipe that they're working on burying in the road. You can see it's long term. They've got their like mobile office and some fencing and stuff set up so they can secure equipment at night.
Hmm.
They've got the police, they've got the roadside signs, barrels, and all that stuff out. Tried to spend some time focusing on the detail of the road. It's going to need to be like a full repave when they get done. Went through and kind of PO'd in some of the pipes here, so you can kind of see the pipes like kind of sticking out.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so a couple barrels have fallen over, things like that. Just tried to pay attention to a lot of that. Like I said, the detailing is kind of a new thing for me. So
Yeah, it's one of those things like it does take you have to do it over and over again to get to know what works with what when you detail. I
right,
like that
right.
you use like the trucks with the arrows so you
Yeah.
can force them over.
Right. Yeah, and then we went through and obviously used like TMPE and all that to actually make the traffic do that as well. So
Yeah.
one thing I really wish I could have gotten to work on this map that I couldn't and still haven't been able to get is I really would like to build in some of those like total jerks that ride the right lane all the way to the barrels and then cut off semis like right at the start of the cones, but couldn't get it to happen.
There's I know what you're talking, like you want to have it to where they're riding in the left or the far right lane.
No, I was totally just making a joke. You know how like in real life IRL people
Yeah.
drive in that right lane all the way to like that first arrow there,
Yep.
and then like cut off all the semis and cut off traffic cutting over into the.
How you could implement that? I'll just give you like a tip for it. Just add a node right before the barrels and force the
There you go.
traffic right over that.
Right.
Just a little up and coming tip.
Right.
But how did you feel about the event overall? And
man, I had a lot of fun with it, honestly, man. Like I said, for me, this was my first venture into. I loaded into this map. This map doesn't have a city building on it anywhere else. This is all just I've literally loaded into the map, unlock all, unlimited money, all that type of stuff, and just had the full workshop of assets at my disposal, and just spent time on just this. Like, and that's what I had a lot of fun with. Was I've never loaded in just to. I'm sure that's like. You guys are like, oh, really? You've never done it, but kind of from my perspective, I've never loaded into a map just for the sake of this right here.
no, so it's not even incorporated into your city at all. This was just a fresh build. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's different. Like a lot of people did put into their city.
Right.
No, I like
I had
that.
a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun going through. It was really easy to prop line tool all of the barrels into place, but I had a lot of fun going back and making a bunch of them crooked and
get them all centered.
Exactly. Going back and moving them. They were centered with prop line, obviously, but going through and moving them all around so that some of them were like kind of sitting off into traffic some, and some were way over to the right, closer to the construction stuff, and just making it look like somebody actually went through and placed it rather than using a prop line tool to place them all out.
Yeah, because in real life it's not always centered and it's always off. Like someone runs through and hits it and runs it over. Like you
Yeah,
have someone
absolutely.
over there knocked over at the end. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that little attention to detail there.
Yeah, I try to do my best. I got all the back at the beginning of the construction area. You can see construction in 1,500 feet, and then there's a construction zone
Oh,
starting or whatever, and then there's the signs for the construction ends. Kind of that stuff. Also, had a lot of fun with I'd never tried to do it before, but one of the things that I kind of learned and had fun with is we've got the big floodlights that are over top of the construction area that were functional obviously at night. Well, even at
yeah.
night though, I took a couple extra of those trailers because obviously they're working on a long stretch of the highway, so they've got a lot of lights. So I
Mhm.
took a couple of those, and rather than just use them like they are, I put them in place, but I PO'd them so the lights wouldn't function. So that way, even at night, they were parked in that area where the mobile office was, but the lights weren't on. So that way, they're just parked and waiting to be used.
I got. Chat was asking, how did you get the lights on the police car prop?
So I've done it a couple of ways in the past. In the past, I've actually gotten red and blue lights and just PO'd them into place. But on this one, there actually is a cop car on the workshop that I could link that has working lights on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I was looking for that too. Because I've been thinking about doing like a police scene or something down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And the
And
lights make a huge difference.
yeah, especially like when you place a prop, sometimes the lights don't work or vice versa. And it
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
adds a little bit more to it.
Yeah, I would like to be able to. I'm going to try to mess with it more in the future because I'd like to still have them flashing too, not just on solid. I'd love to have them flashing. That would be cool.
Yeah, yeah, that would be cool. That way, when the cars are coming, they slow down and see the construction or the cop car there, draw
Yeah,
attention
absolutely.
to it.
Yep.
But is there anything else like you would like to talk about?
No, man, I think you pretty much covered it. You can catch us on Twitter anytime. We always post things, updates, and pictures and stuff of our projects. And then we're at twitch.com/Sybexstreams. But other than that, I mean, I just
Sybexstreams?
appreciate you guys. Just appreciate you guys putting this on. And if there's more in the future, I think the coolest thing for me too was, it's fun as streamers to to detail and to work on things. But it was actually really neat to have a prompt and to have a topic of something to build on. That was kind of fun for me to go into the workshop, look for some things that I specifically wanted, and then just sit down with that blank canvas and build something based on a prompt. Because as a detailer, you always have all the control of what you want to build, unless chat's telling you what to do. But for the most
Yeah,
part, you get to kind of do whatever you want and do whatever you feel like. And so it was kind of neat to step out of your comfort zone and be told kind of what the prompt was.
yeah, that's the main thing. Like I wanted to do with this event, like to bring people out of their comfort zones. You know, like you get so used to
Oh yeah,
building the
absolutely.
same way, and
Yep,
then you throw something else out there, and someone just to have fun and to get you out of your comfort zones at the same time.
most
And
definitely me.
I mean, it's a game that we all love and are addicted to for the
Yep,
most part.
way too much.
Yeah. But thank you again for joining, and good luck to you, Sybex.
Appreciate it, man. I just threw that link in the chat as well.
Okay. Who's up next? We go on to Arliss. Hi, Arliss.
Hello.
Hello. We're getting a little feedback from you. Can you mute from the either the YouTube or the Twitch or the Discord stream?
We're completely
Okay.
muted.
Okay, there you go. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your build? We just have you're addicted to city skylines. Do you have a YouTube page or anything?
Yeah, I have a YouTube and I have Instagram, but I'm not very active on YouTube, but I'm active on Instagram and also I'm on Reddit, on the CS Reddit. Yeah, I'm only 18 years old.
You're
I'm
only
really
18?
I'm only 18 years old. I'm turning 19 on 25 October, and I'm not confident at all. Yeah, my build is a long-term build. I was building on that a long time. That is it's a construction site where they are rebuilding a bridge, and they had to block off one lane. So I used endless amounts of invisible roads to get this bridge, so cars drive on one lane, but in both directions. And
you got it. The cross traffic.
yeah, and the traffic lights were such a pain to make. I was sitting there for over 2 hours and trying to figure out how to make this because I never worked with this traffic flow feature of the time traffic lights before. I just put them in and made this stuff happen. But that was a lot more difficult because the next traffic light phase couldn't start before the cars were emptying the road because otherwise they would crash into each other. And then I made turning lanes. That was also a real pain because it's a 2-lane highway and that one lane is turning left and that one is going straight. Yeah, and then I used a lot intersection marking tool. Like I have 6 intersections on that one little spot. You will see at the end. I'm showing that all in the video. And
I see right there. You have it go crossing. Yeah, you
Yeah.
said like in Germany, like you guys use yellow for construction.
exactly, yellow always is newly painted and only I think it's temporarily. Yeah, I think that's the word. Temporarily painting. So they just remove that when they're done with the construction, and everything is normally white. And I also have a little scene. There is a trash truck that somehow flipped. That was also a pain because the truck didn't have any bottom part, so it was yeah, you could look through it from the
I
one
see.
side.
I
So
see how you got all the cars to go on one side of the road, like a 1-lane road there.
yeah,
That's pretty cool. I like that.
yeah, I used PO a lot. Like I made everything PO that was able to be PO. Yeah, I used railway networks. These walls you see at both ends, they are covering invisible roads. I used a lot of Purple Asphalt, a lot of decuts from Ronix. The walls are from Revel. The billboards that are animated, they are from Sven Berlin, I think.
Seven Berlin. Yeah.
Yeah, Sven
I like
Berlin.
how you have the cars flipped over in there, and then you have the animated extractor putting it into the dump truck like that. I like that. You put a lot of time into it.
Yeah, actually, this build, I just finished it. I would never be able to make this thing in 1 week. I was so stressed anyway already. I had to render the video 3 times because I fucked stuff up.
And did you implement this into your current city?
Yes, this intersection was always a part of it. I'm working on this like for over 2 months now, and I never got to finish it. Like this, the traffic light phases, they were already there like 1 month ago. But I just want to finish it now because yeah, this contest here. Just thought that would be an idea and then make a video of it and see how this goes.
Yeah, I like that. Like I like you have a lot of moving parts. You have it with the road, like the cars using the same lane. You got the construction vehicles there. Like you put a lot of thought into it.
I even thought about cars. There's trash on the road on that one 2-lane highway. And I even thought about cars would break there because you wouldn't just go 60 kilometers, that's kilometers by the way, through trash. And I just made it so they stop. I created a note shortly before the trash, and so they slam on the brakes. Same goes for the trucks. They only drive 40 there because it's always that car speed and construction zones. And in Germany, for some reason, people are don't care about speed limits at all.
See here in the U.S. it's opposite. Like they get huge double fines if you get caught speeding in a construction zone.
Yeah, it's the same here, but there are no too little enforcers all the time. Yeah, and so it's that cars always drive on the left and overtake all the trucks. Yeah, I just made it that way, so no car drives on the right. I blocked traffic there and also made the trucks go 40, and the cars are driving 60, so it actually looks like they are overtaking. Yeah, and I made these little in the middle of the motorways. We have these gaps where these signs with the white background and red circle. That means there is no car allowed at all, like no vehicle of any sorts is allowed there. That is for emergency vehicles to turn around. And also put decals down with PO and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wrap it up. Is there anything? Will you have a link to your YouTube? Are you gonna be doing more YouTube stuff down the road, like scenes like this, or like a let's play?
Well, I really want to, but the problem is like my job. So I'm not really active there. But if I have time to record something, well, the recording is not a problem. The rendering is a problem. My CPU is like shit, like garbage.
Nah, yeah.
So the 11-minute video took me about 1 hour and 30 minutes to render, and
They-
I have a 2-hour video of a map showcase on YouTube of older save that took me 24 hours to render. My PC was running in my room where I sleep all day.
Chat says you're gonna have to quit your job and go to CS full time. We're
Well, I
gonna
don't.
wrap this up real quick. And thank you for competing. All right, Rlas.
Okay, bye.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Next up, we have sydneyjase. How are you, sydneyjase?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into your video?
Sure. I'm a pretty new city Skylines detailer. I've only got like less than 300 hours in the game, but having a lot of fun with Skylines and detailing. You know, I think we detail because it's a really fun way to tell a story in our cities. So enjoying it. Love the community, obviously. So yeah.
I see where you got your name from. You're from Sydney, Australia. I love that city. It's one of my favorite cities. We'll go over your build. You want to talk about your video real quick? Well, let's get it playing right here. It's like a little intro into your city. So you implemented this into your city too, right?
Yeah. So this is the city I'm working on, and we're doing a construction site at the local high school. So this is my city's Plenty Bay. This is the Plenty Bay Girls High School, and they're building a new science and technology wing, let's call it, on the side of the school. So I've done a lot of detailing around the school as well, around the surrounding area as part of this build. So at the moment, they've built out the foundation level, put in the basement walls, the concrete slabs there, and they've also just installed the retaining walls around the existing oak trees. So part of the story is that those oak trees had like a preservation order on them, so they needed to be retained. So part of the design was coming up with some nice retaining beds to keep those trees in place and look after them. So given that it's a school site, the school's still open, and you know you got parents dropping off their kids to school, you know, kids riding the bikes around. So it's a limited access site. So in order to get all the heavy equipment into site, they've closed off the side street and installed a crane there.
I see that. I like that. And you have the pipes there.
Yeah, so we've got some pipes ready to go in. We've got a traffic controller at each end of the street. So it's only construction traffic only into that area.
You have the little sign there, like the roadwork sign, and then the guy holding the stop sign, just
Yeah.
letting vehicles in and out. I like that. Like a little attention to detail.
And I really love these trees. I think these trees are gorgeous. So
Yeah, I
it's
love
really-
these trees. I like how you implemented it like into your city, like it's your regular city and you have the roads cut off from everything.
Yeah, I think it just kind of brings it to life a little bit. You can kind of
Yeah, the
if you
pedestrian.
you kind of get the contrast of the lushness all around the site and the bleakness of the site in comparison to that. Kind of brings it out a little bit. So we've got the trucks coming through the site at the moment. There's some barriers in place. It's kind of like a little one way through the site. So you've got the excavator kind of loading up the trucks, and we've got security guards on all the entrances to make sure that the site is nice and secure. I'm going to take a bird's eye look at the area.
Yeah, I like that. Like you have the pipes coming into the construction, like into the foundation there. So it's working into like they're putting the plumbing down before adding to the building. I like that.
Yeah, lots of fun little details that you can kind of do. So
Yeah, and that's very impressive. Like especially like only 300 hours into the game, like where you getting the little fine details into it. Like that's
to
usually
be honest,
something.
like I think it's really accessible to anyone because I only used PO for the very first time at the start of this challenge. I never used PO before, so I think it can seem a little bit intimidating, but I think anyone can jump in, have a go. So that's why I had to go at this competition. So we've got the side office here, some demountables, the portaloos, bits and pieces. Some of the constructions workers coming over probably to have a break now. And nighttime, we've got our lights, some portable lights.
Yeah, I like that little touch. And you have like the little break room for the employees over there, smoke break
Yeah.
or lunch room,
Have a
lunchtime.
smoko, as we'd say.
Mm.
And just zooming out, and this is pretty much the last look at the city. Or the build, I should say.
Yeah, I like that. I like how you just implemented it all into your build. What got you into City Skylines? Because 300 hours, I'm assuming, right around COVID. Would I would say, or did you own it beforehand?
No, it came in around COVID time actually, so had a little bit extra time on my hands, like a lot of people did, and that's when I started hanging out on Twitch and just got into the community there. So it's been fantastic, and definitely a shout out to all you guys at Detailers Home as well. I was a little bit nervous about entering, but yeah, you were very supportive and kind of encouraged me to have a go. So I'd encourage anyone who's thinking about having a go to jump in, and it really kind of gave me some motivation and a opportunity to learn quickly. So it was really, really good fun.
Yeah, no, I was happy to see you join because, like I said, it takes people out of their comfort zone, and like sometimes you see some people's builds, and you're just like, oh man, how did they make that? And then it like you feel overwhelmed, I guess, at times. But I like how you just jumped into it without like worrying about what other like everyone else's builds. You know what I mean? Like you just you went for it. No, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I've detailed a hole in the ground. That's pretty much all it was. But it just started off, constrained the scope, try not to make it too big, and just added the details as I had more time and learnt more things. So it was, yeah, I think not starting too big too early was good for me.
Nah, that's good. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we go on to the next person?
No, I'm probably going to start doing some YouTube content. Want to do some more detailing and publish there. So look out for some YouTube coming up. But thanks, Ship. Thanks all the guys. Had a lot of fun.
Thank you for competing, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Yep. Our next contestant is Peter Barr. He couldn't make it for the interview process, but he's at work. He's a pretty heavily detailed guy. Right now he's doing a Cuban city with Latin American assets added into it. He does make his own assets at time for his city too. He does have a Patreon. He doesn't have a YouTube or anything. So if you want to look at his assets that he's done, you can go to his Patreon page. And then we'll go to his build right now. He gave me a little overview of what he wanted for his city. Like, this is his Cuba build. It's such a gorgeous city. Like, I love it. It's so different and unique. But he's doing a slow transformation of an older building using the facade for a modern building. And they're trying to keep the look of the old, but modernize the same build. And it's just a small little construction site here implemented into his city. And you see where he kept the front of the building there, and he has all those scafades going up and down. And he said he's just going to be like a little, Peter Barr's at work, so he couldn't make it for the interview process. So he runs a bar, and like a lot of these assets, he makes himself. Like he does a little double take of everything. And then he has like the older style cars, which is from Cuba. And then there's that's what he was inspired from, the build. And then like they just keep the front of the building here. And then they're just gonna add on to it. Yeah, he did really good work with this. I like this. Like that poster to the bottom is what they're gonna transform that building into. But yeah, this is his little Cuba build. Very, very unique city. And he's very highly detailed. Dobby's statues. But yeah, this is his build. We have his Patreon. So if anyone wants to stop by his page, very nice guy, very friendly, very sarcastic at times too. But he's such a good guy. I wish he could have made it for this interview process. And he's very humble. Like he wasn't gonna put anything down to promote himself. He's like, well, if I win, I would like to promote whoever was second. Like, he's very humble, very, very humble guy. But yeah, that's about all we have for him. We will go on to Early Rev is next up. There he is. Hey, Early Rev.
Hey, shit.
How are you?
Doing?
I know you stream on Twitch. What kind of time, or how often do you stream on Twitch?
Whenever I get the time, actually. Because
till work gets in the way.
I tried to keep a schedule, but afterwards, like last week, I decided just throw away sort of a schedule and I will stream when I get time.
Are you new to detailing, or are you just something you're jumping into?
For detailing, I'm pretty new. I think now 2.5 months or so. I actually started to do fine detailing. I actually started playing cities again after the COVID, so I only have like 400 or 500 hours in game or something. So.
Oh wow, yeah, you're still kind of new at the game too.
Yeah, I had it for a few years in the Steam library, but I don't know, I couldn't get into it. And then I saw some videos of detailers, and I thought, why not? And then I had a lot of fun with it again. So.
Yeah, we're gonna get into your video right now. You want to tell us? Did you implement this into your current build, or is this a fresh build?
No, it's actually my current build. I had like an open spot available next to the train station, and I thought, like, why not put some new construction in there?
No, we got a little waiting for your video to show up. We're still on your
Yeah,
first page.
Yeah, it's also my first time I ever recorded something, so.
Well, we wait for your video. Is there? There we go. There's your video.
It's yeah. What did you see? It's the underground parking garage, which they currently just started making.
So that's what they're doing, the foundation for a parking garage there?
Yeah, and then later on you see the concrete beams that's going up to build an office on top of it later on.
Now I like that. You have the beams coming out of the concrete there in the slabs, and then you have the road cut off.
Yeah, like they have an entire construction fence on the side, so they don't only can go in.
Like so is this going to be like a big industrial building or like a skyscraper? Is that what like the plans for the city?
No, this is actually it's on the industry area actually. So I think I'm gonna put that as it's next to the rail yard as well. So that's one of the new offices for the rail yard.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I see the rail yard right there.
Yeah, that's also still under construction. Like a building next to it, that's the old one where they could have also the train line in, but that's deserted and.
So it's an old rundown train line.
Yeah, definitely like that. Just a really small one at the start. So I'm planning to expand this a little bit further later on, anyways.
Yeah, I like that. I like how you got the beams coming on the crane, and then the steps.
I discovered at PO I can lower the hook where you can attach it with PO. So that's a nice touch because I didn't like it that high.
Yeah, I like that. And then I like how you have the steps in the center, so everything's built around, like we're putting the steps in so they can start working on the second level.
Indeed, with some glass around it. It will be like the centerpiece of the new office as well. So.
All right. Is there anything else you want to go over on your build? Are you using PO and procedural objects in there?
Yeah, that's also pretty new for me actually, but like within this build, and it's also the first construction site I ever made it, so that's also something.
So it took you a little something that you weren't planning on, and then you saw the theme come up, and you were like, "All right, I'll join."
Yeah, and also it's a nice touch in the city. Like like yesterday, I also had like a sort of breakdown with ideas, so you have to take your mind on something else, and this was a good step into it. So actually like it, and I hope that to get the next topic is really awesome again. So really looking forward to that.
No, that's good. Yeah, we're probably gonna have it maybe a week or two for our next theme. We're trying to go slowish, I guess, a little bit with it. They can get feedback and everything on what we can fix and everything, and try to get more people involved too in the event.
Yeah, because I noticed like that 1 week time, and I worked a lot, and so for me it was a little bit puzzling with the time how and when I could work on it. So like if you have 2 weeks time, it's much easier to build something, in my opinion, better than what I just did. So
yeah, see, that's what we wanted to do too, so everyone can add whatever the theme is or into their cities too. Because as like a detailer, you don't really want to start over. Like if you something that you can add into your current city and make it work from there.
Yeah, that's my idea as well. Like I have a lot of ideas in my head, like what I want to build, but it also has to fit in the city and everything.
No. Is there anything else you want to go over?
No, I just reading chat and I noticed some were complaining that my video was a little bit short, and some want to redo it maybe.
Yeah, but it works. It does what it needs to be. It showcases your build.
True. Next time I will promise it will be a longer video.
Okay. You can catch Early Rev at Twitch. Twitch at earlyrev3.com. He streams normally early AM for me, so it's like 12 to 1 AM, something like that, Pacific time. At least for me.
Well, most of the time when I stream, it will be starting around the time what's about now, between now and half an hour, most of the time when I get online.
Okay, so right
Just
after work, right after your work day.
Yeah, and if I don't have anything else planned out. So.
All right. Well, we'll go on to the next contestant. Thank you for entering Early Rev.
Thank you for having me, Ship.
All right. Have a good day. Good luck.
Yes. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. And then we have our final contestant. His name is 3Kev.
Hey.
Hey, 3Kev. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Ship?
I'm doing good. You want to tell Chad a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So I am a new streamer. Been playing Cities a few years now. Put about 100 hours on a MacBook Pro vanilla many years ago, and only about 350 hours or so on this version for the last however many months, or probably a couple years. I grew up in the Philippines, so I made this build in the Philippines.
So this is part of your current city?
Right. Tropical build in the Philippines. I lived there for about 2/3 of my life. For the past third of my life, I've been here in California, San Francisco Bay Area. And so what you'll see in this build is kind of a combination inspiration from both. Landslides in the Philippines and landslides in the west coast of the US. If you want to relate that to some more pressing issues in the world, climate change, yes, you get droughts elsewhere, but also heavy rains in other parts of the world. So, yeah.
Okay, and I see you're a listener of music and talker of things.
Yeah, that's pretty generic, right? Well, okay, so in terms of music, I play drums. Been playing drums since like I was 8. Got a guitar and bass, so it's fun stuff. I had a band long ago. Yeah.
I got you. We'll go over your build right here.
Sure.
We'll go through the video. All right, here's your landslide.
Right. Please ignore all the clipping. I
that's
just wanted
all
to
right.
add some more.
That's how
color into that.
decals are. Yeah, decals are like that at times.
I've learned through this process. So if you'll see here is the entrance to one side of the landslide. There's the dog there right by the construction office. Destroyed roads all around. Exposed rebar because of the collapsed cliff. And the other side of the road, the other side of the cliff is you'll see the exposed piping. I did look up some pictures of some Big Sur West Coast Highway 1 landslides. And a lot of them were pretty plain when it comes to the actual landslides. So I had to put in some trees. It's pretty bare, as you'll see. Some of them have already been extracted and taken out of there. Let's see here. Nah, pretty basic. Oh, there's a little jeepney here on the side that fell to the ground and hit the rock there.
Yeah, I see that.
It's a minute video. I don't know if you want to run it back one more time.
Yeah, if we can run it back one more time. See if we can. There we go.
So there in the bottom right. Also, because I didn't do much on the other side of the road, it's a little muddy there because of the recent landslides, obviously.
And the rain and everything.
And the rain, yeah, and some seaweed on the ground. So that's build in a nutshell.
I see the dog there right by the office.
Yep.
Nice little touch.
Some tracks of dirt tracks where that excavator thing in the middle. Also, right where that big dump truck the tiny dump truck goes in and out to scoop all the rocks out. So yeah,
I like how you added the rocks into it.
Also, snapped a few prop trees up there. If you see
the trees on the side there. No, I like that.
Yeah,
that's a nice little touch. And I like that you added it into your current city too. So it's like it's part of your city that you're building
Yeah,
on now.
it was a nice little break from, I guess, what I was doing, and one of the first things I really finished, so to speak, in the city. So
Nah,
thanks.
that's a detailer's problem. Trying
Yeah.
to finish an item. You're
Yep.
never finished when you're detailing.
Never do.
Never. Is there anything else you would like to talk about your build?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks for the competition. That's fun.
Nope. Thank you for joining, and good luck to you.
Thanks.
You can catch 3Kev at twitch.3/3kev.com. He usually streams a couple times a week. I catch his streams a couple times.
Yep.
I guess now we go to the winner. Just we're gonna all tally up the votes real quick to see who won. And waiting on that real quick. But in the meantime, trying to see what we can go. Like we're gonna this week, we're not gonna have an event posted for this week coming up. The chat vote is gonna be. We're not gonna do a chat vote right now unless it's a tie for. We have a 3-way tie right now, so we are gonna implement the chat vote today. Let me get who's all. We have a 3-way tie for it. Let me get the winners or the 3 people in the tie. Yeah, all these competitions are ties lately. Let's see who's all. Waiting for it. Yeah, first event, and we have a 3-way tie. We have rlas, we have Peter Barr, and then we have 3Kev. Only 1 vote per person, please. There we go. We got 2 for 3Kev right now. 2, 1 for Peter, 2 for Peter Barr. So it's a tie again so far. And we will close the voting here in about 2 minutes. 2 more for 3Kev, 1 for rlas. Rlas was the he did a highway construction scene with the crossing. This is Arliss's build right here, and then we could show. Okay, we'll take your vote back from 1 to 3, Sybex. But I like yeah, this one was. I like this one. I like this. He put a lot of detail into it, and then the smoke from the cars. Okay, we got 1 more minute for the chat vote. Okay, we got 1. This is Peter Bars, who couldn't show up. This is his Cuba build, where he's implementing an older front to the building to a newer, modern look. There we go. There's his construction site, keeping the front of the building, and then just implementing it. And he said this is what's going on in Cuba currently, where they're keeping the front of the buildings and adding a modern touch to it. There we go. And then we could go over 3Kev's landslide. He comes up with really good ideas. I like 3Kev. He's very original with his ideas. You got the landslide, and the water, the little tree records at the bottom. All right, we got at 9:54. Okay, guess we'll go 20 more seconds for votes if anyone wants to put their last ones in. And it looks like so far 3Kev's in the lead. one. Well, we got 2 for our list. No, they were all great builds. Like it's sucks that we have to pick one winner. Like all 7 of them could have been winners in my eyes. Like it sucks that we have to pick just one winner. But okay, we're gonna go to our first ever SmackDown champion, and that will be 3Kev. Here we go. We'll move him back. 3Kev, you won.
Wow.
Congrats.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
I gotta mute. Wow. I didn't even
Yeah.
expect it. I
Like,
thought Birdman was gonna win.
No, Birdman was good too. I like his. Like I said, it's tough to pick winner when everyone's entry
Yeah.
was so good.
Thanks everyone. Thank you. It was a fun build. Yeah.
And you almost didn't make
Oh yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
I was having issues with recording the video. And I did 2 hours of a speed run of editing this, doing all the camera angles and putting it all in DaVinci. So yeah,
Yeah.
that pretty much killed my cities for the week because I slept at 2 a.m. that night.
Yeah, so you haven't been playing Skylines all week. But
Yeah.
we're gonna need you to
Yep.
stream this one day this week. You're gonna have to
Thank
get back. You're gonna have to get back into Skylines now.
Oh, we'll
But-
do. We'll do.
But what we were gonna add too, like since it's not really, we're gonna let you pick emoji for our Discord, so you can pick any kind of
Oh.
emoji that you want, and then
Oh,
you're gonna get a crown and a title for in our Discord as the champion, the first
Nice.
ever
Inaugural.
24 hours.
24 hours.
Cyber said it's 24 hours. Now you got to train for 24 hours.
I'll stream it over 24 days. Yeah.
1 hour a day. You sound like Joe Chucky. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta represent him, He's been absent.
We'll
Thanks,
talk
everyone.
about. Yep. Thank you again, and congrats on winning. All right.
Yeah,
we're
I'll
good.
choose an emo and all that stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Just send me a PM for it, and we can go from there. All right.
Sure. Yep.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
For the event, we run it for the information on how to join the event. You can join our Discord at Detailer's Home. JJ, if you want to post a link, or King Lane, one of you guys can post a link to it. And we have a certain area for it. Like this week, we're going to go over what worked and what didn't work for the event. So we're not going to have a theme probably for about maybe 2 Sundays from now. Not tomorrow Sunday, but next week. So this way it gives everyone time away, and then we can come up with another build. And the next one, we're probably going to go 2 weeks. There's the link for the Discord if anyone wants to join. Yep, and you can get all the information and or give us feedback for what we could fix on our next competition. But thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for coming out and watching. Like we did very well for our first event, and thank you everyone for competing in the event. And I hope everyone had fun in the event. And like I said, I really enjoyed this. Like it's not just to showcase people on Twitch; it's to showcase people everywhere in Skylines. Like as long as you can record the video, and it makes it open to everyone. But thanks you again, and have a good night, everyone.